Yeah, and you know, Fender they built a replica, which looks it's pretty cool. And when they first made it, it looked even closer, but they couldn't duplicate this, at least not at the time. Maybe they have the ability to do it now, because it's actually the wood grain that's worn out at different, you know, levels. So they kind of, you know, wore this out, and they stained this pattern on this guitar.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to work on another one of our guitar model today. We've got a couple different things I want to do, but this is the Leslie. This is Leslie number 5. This is a mahogany back with a spalted maple top. We're going to remake this template for the leaf hole that's on that guitar. That's what we call it anyway, the leaf hole, because it looks like a leaf. That one's getting a little beat up after doing 5 guitars, so we're going to do another one. And we're going to do an inlay on the back of this other one, because this one's got a little hole plug in the back, if you can see it there. I was going to paint this black, but my wife convinced me that that would be basically sacrilegious to cover this beautiful mahogany in just black paint. So we're going to do an inlay of the leaf to get rid of that, and we're going to put that spalted maple that's on the top in this inlay as well. So let's see how this goes. Make mistakes all the time. Alright, so I've got these drilled out just to allow a router bit to fall in. I might go a little bigger on these ones, but this is as big as I can go on the stem of this leaf hole. We've got from Amana Tools, I usually get from toolstoday.com. I get my little tiny bearing guided router bits, and you need to be really careful with these. They're not the strongest things, especially this guy. This is a 3/16, and you want to have backups laying around. This one's just still coated in its little rubber coating, because these things will, as you're routing along, the bearing stem is so tiny it'll just snap and fall. It doesn't go flying or anything, but it just falls off and you've got nothing left to cut with. Same goes with this. I think I've broken one of these. I've definitely broken these. These guys are delicate. So you want to start out, especially this is a 3/4 inch piece here. You want to start out shallow and just work your way down. You don't want to just go for it. Anyone who's routed would know that, especially with these though. So that's what we're going to do with this one. We're going to drill it out a little bit bigger to get started here. I might have to use my little guy in order to get, you can see how that kind of starts falling down into that hole. We'll see, maybe I can get one size bigger. I haven't made this for a while. I don't remember when I made this, maybe 2021, 2020. Anywho, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use my small Bosch router and we're gonna bust that out, and I'm gonna drop a bit and break it. All right, so we're gonna set up my bandsaw to clean up this piece. It's got a bunch of weird curves and whatnot on it. So we're just gonna set up the guide on this. Just wanted to make a quick mention of this bandsaw. It was only 1,100 bucks. Got this back into, I think 2020, maybe 2021. I don't remember the model anymore because I put stickers all over it. It was probably right where that Terminator X sticker is. But it's a great saw for 1,100 bucks. Super heavy, you got to pick where you want it to be, but what a great thing to have when you're trying to build guitars and whatnot. Got her going. I got to file out that stem a little bit. You can see there's a little funkiness in there from the old template, but that's all right. And a little filing everywhere else. Just like I said though, this little bit right here was my extra one because I did snap the other one. I mean, so I want to show you this bearing is so small. They're great bits, but you got to be careful with them. This one has done quite a bit of work, so it was about time for it to break. And luckily I had the extra, so always buy an extra bit. Anywho, turns out pretty good. A little bit of filing and we'll keep on going. Point of this episode was to get an inlay going on the back of that guitar. We were thinking of doing the maple that's on the front inlaid inside, but that didn't really work out very well, so now we're kind of stuck on what we want to do. Cristiano wants to maybe pour in some kind of colored epoxy. I'm thinking maybe just kind of sand it out smooth and paint it black like it's a leaf hole. Either way, it looks good, but as far as filling it, we're kind of stuck on what we want to do. So maybe you have some suggestions. You can comment below on what we could fill it with. We've got our friend Shock the Fox that has given us a couple suggestions on that as well. You can see that with the maple that we have for the front of the guitar, we were trying various ways to cut it with knives and with miniature saw blades and whatnot, and we were getting there with some of the fill pieces, but it would ultimately break. You know, it's beautiful wood, but it's soft in some places and then hard in others, you know, especially around the knot, obviously. So we kind of are not gonna do that. You can see here one piece that is kind of fitting all right. I'm thinking about just making this smooth to the touch and then tape it off. And whether it be a black or some kind of a dark color, I'm not sure. But just kind of get some paint in there and be done with it. Cristiano's got some pour-in ideas. She's thinking maybe silver leaf. This guitar is gonna have chrome with white cream pickups, a blue top. Like I said, if you feel so inclined, give us a comment down below on what we might want to do with this inlay. Like I said, I'm just thinking paint, but that's me taking maybe the lazy route. Once again, thanks for watching. We'll keep you updated on what we're doing with this guitar. So thanks for watching Older in Maine. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.